Oh, yeah, the states should take care of themselves. You know, like all these natural disasters. The states should take care. Here it is.
Carolina gets hit, the governor takes care of it. When Florida gets hit, the governor takes care of it, meaning the state takes care of it. To have a group of people come in from an area that don't even know where they're going in order to solve immediately GPS. A problem is something that never worked for me. But this is probably one of the best examples of it not working.
Incredible.
And there's been some others, like in Louisiana, etc. So we're going to be doing something on FEMA that I think most people agree. I'd like to see the states take care of disasters. Let the state take care of the tornadoes and the hurricanes and all of the other things that happen. And I think you're going to find it a lot less expensive. You'll do it for less than half.
You're such
and you're going to get a lot quicker response.
No, you won't. People don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. They never found their way. They don't know. They don't got any GPS. They don't got a map. Hey, which way? You know how men are. Hey, they don't want to ask directions. It's fucking maddening. But you know what it's about? This is another part of Project 2025, dismantling the federal government. And dismantling the federal government is the way. It's not going to work out better for the states, especially these goddamn red states where they're living in ramshackle shacks. And we were reading the story last week of a Trump voting town where they're trying to get money from Joe Biden's infrastructure bill. And, of course, Trader Trump is putting an end to it. So they can all drown in their bedrooms like that guy. Who had the sign outside, fuck Joe Biden and fuck you for voting for him, while he's trying to get Joe Biden the money to fix the roof of his house hit by a hurricane. When it rains, it's my bedroom fills up with water, gets awfully wet in my bedroom. Good luck, honey. Good luck. And him talking about there's many levels to this sinister plot that Trader Trump is introducing in the first fucking week of his maladministration. The one aspect of it is that he's a lazy bastard. Just like when he pardoned all of the traitors who stormed the Capitol, you know, not just the ones who defecated and urinated in the halls, but the ones who beat cops, who bit their fingers off, broke their ribs, gouged their eyes out. And even though he said, we'll just pardon the ones who took a shit in the halls. But no, he did the whole thing because he's a lazy bastard who doesn't want to work. And that is an emblematic, or whatever that is, indicative, or an illustration, I should say, of what this whole scam is about. You see, the masters of the universe who own him and are now actively dismantling the government that the founders fought a revolution to create and entrust to us, they don't want to work either. They don't want it. They don't want to have to abide by pesky regulations that tell them that they got to pay people a living wage, that they got to pay a fair share of the profits that the working class's labor makes possible in the first place. They don't want that. They want to, or regulations that tell them they can't dump their poisonous corporate waste in our environment, or drill in pristine, natural habitats that maybe we'd like to leave to the future to enjoy. But okay, no, they want to rape the earth. They want to blow the tops off the Purple Mountain's majesty. They want to frack the fruited plains. They want to, turn America the Beautiful into a streetwalker for Elon Musk and Trader Trump and everyone else who can suck profit from her and the people who live on her, because this is about tearing down all of the protections of the federal government, all of our the general welfare, the democracy, that we have come to expect and rely on as our birthright. And that's what he's talking about. Because it's a twofer for him. He gets to be a lazy fuck who doesn't do shit. When a disaster strikes, no one's going to wake his fat ass up at 2 a.m. and say, there's a hurricane hitting Mitch McConnell's shitty, poorly run district. They're going to say, let the baby sleep. He's a cranky little baby. He was up all night. He had too many Diet Cokes, and, he's got to pee every fucking 20 minutes because he's 80 years old. So let the baby sleep because he's a cranky little bitch. But no, they'll let him sleep, and, oh well, it's up to the states, just like what happened during COVID. That's why part of the reason 1 million Americans went to their cold, early graves, because he was like, states should just, look to yourselves, find your own PPE, find your own, compete with each other, do that whole Ayn Rand libertarian shtick. Compete for, what do you call it? Ventilators and whatnot. While our frontline workers are wearing garbage bags and washing out their N95 masks, he's sending the equipment, our equipment to Putin on the down low. But that's what the reason he did that was because he doesn't know what the fuck to do. What the fuck does he know about government and serving the populace and doing his job, being a chief executive? He don't know fucking shit. He wants to sit there in an arena with a bunch of baboons babbling at, the flying monkeys, and he wants to sign executive orders and say, this one means, the sun comes up in the west and rises in the west and sets in the east. And the baboons all applaud. And this one means that peepees, only the peepees that are appropriately dressed shall have entry to this facility. And this means that, gay people don't exist. And this means trans people. It's just like all this fucking show bullshit. This means that, we hate brown people. And they all applaud. This means, here's an executive order that says we must look into the standard of living. And they all fucking applaud. That's what he thinks governing is. Meanwhile, for somebody who says he doesn't like Project 2025, never heard of it. Oh, what the fuck do I know? This is Project 2025. And so we got this. Now, FEMA, look to your own. Let's dismantle FEMA. Good luck. I mean, this is a fucking shit show. Okay. 2 years. Hopefully we can get, a Democratic Congress. It's just incredible. But it's not just FEMA. It's everything. Everything will go back to the states. And I have to ask, well, why the fuck have a United States then? We tried it this way before. And of course, why would the baboon know this? Because he's a fucking ignorant baboon. And it was called the I can't talk. It was called the Articles of Confederation. And it didn't work. That's why we had to revamp that and have a strong federal government. We had to have a constitution because you can't have all of these little bratty states running around and with all their different fiefdoms. Because what the fuck do I get out of having Tennessee as I got to support Tennessee? I never signed up for this shit. So we might as well break this shit up. And that's what it's about. Breaking up the country, weakening the federal government, weakening the American everything that's great about America, everything that's strong about America, weakening it so billionaires can steal it. And our authoritarian enemies all over the world are right along with this plan. They are quite pleased with the plan because it is about dismantling a country that was the beacon of democracy in the world, in all our hypocrisies, that yes, for sure. But at least, when this country, we were at least a standard bearer for democracy, at least, and many times in name only, but we were a beacon of freedom. We had standards. What really breaks my heart when I think about the country that the governing bodies of World War II, for example, and FDR's government, and I think about where we've come to, where these maggots have brought us. Like, for example, and where the Republicans have brought us, like during when they turned us into a torture nation, right? And I remember reading articles about the interrogators who interrogated the Germans, our German prisoners in World War II, saying, this is outrageous. We got more actionable intelligence from playing chess with our prisoners than we ever did by beating them. We would never beat them. And that's why, and then I remember pointing out that even George Washington, back when we were fighting for our constitutionally limited democratic republic, gave orders to treat prisoners with respect, because we were fighting for not just, we were fighting for the moral high ground as well as for self-governance. We were there was more to consider here. It's sort of like how what breaks my heart when I think about George Washington and being called. We talked about this on the show with Robin the other day. The American Cincinnatus who left who gave up power and went back to his farm, right? And then we have this baboon who couldn't give up power and did everything in his low cunning to get it back, because he wanted to escape the consequences of his life of crime. And in doing that, he's destroyed the American experiment. And George Washington really is the founder of this nation, and we've talked about it before, about the Newburgh conspiracy, how he, hearing about this conspiracy by his officers to march on Washington and take over the government and demand to be paid. And George Washington disrupted that conspiracy, not through violence, but through imploring with them to remember their oath that what we were fighting for was not just a puny little paycheck. It was for freedom and democracy, and something that would hopefully last through the ages, something that hadn't been seen for thousands of years. It's so absolutely infuriating.